What is 1 ounce of silver worth? Stay tuned to find out.
T.
Hello, silver fans. This is T, and you're in the place to be for silver education, acquisition, and entertainment. And hey, today we're going to be heavy on the education. I'm going to do my best to answer that question, what is 1 ounce of silver worth? Hey, maybe Grandpa gave you an ounce of silver and you want to know what it's worth. Today I'm going to answer that. But first, if you would hit that like, I would really appreciate it, especially if this video is helpful to you in any way. So silver is connected to something called spot price. A spot price is a number that fluctuates throughout the day, and it gives a good indication as to what the price of silver should be on any particular day at any particular hour. So what is spot price? It is an internationally recognized number, and today, spot price for silver at the time of this video happens to be $24.40. Today is Friday, October 22nd. So whether you're watching this video today or sometime in November or even a year from now, what you'll really need to do in order to find out the value of the silver that you have, the 1 ounce of silver, is check the spot price. Now, I like to use a website called Kitco. Kitco, and by the way, I will put the link to Kitco down in the description of this video, so that way you can simply click on that and go straight to the 24-hour spot price that they have posted. Now, spot price fluctuates from hour to hour and even minute to minute and second to second. And that fluctuation takes place from the time the market opens on Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern, and it continues fluctuating for 23 hours a day until Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern. And so what you'll need to do is go there and check out that spot price. Silver is a commodity, just like oil or wheat or pork bellies or any other commodity. And so that's a simple answer, but it gets a little more complicated from there. So say I mentioned that spot price is $24.40. Does that mean that you can go into a pawn shop and say, hey, here it is, I have 1 ounce of silver, please hand me my $24.40? Maybe yes, maybe no, and let me explain. What I'm showing you here, and I'll show you some other coins in just a moment, are American silver eagles. This is the United States bullion coin, and these are recognized around the world as 1 ounce of 999. That means 99.9% pure silver. And one of the reasons I save these American silver eagles is because they are so widely recognized by anybody who saves bullion coins. Matter of fact, saving bullion coins, that's been given a name over the last several years. It's called stacking. I am a silver stacker. I acquire silver to save. And I'll get into that in a little while and discuss that further. But for right now, back to the American Silver Eagle. The American Silver Eagle carries with it a little bit of a premium. So whether you're buying or selling, the ASC, as it's commonly referred to, American Silver Eagle, carries a premium. The premium is the price paid on top of the intrinsic value of the silver. That silver is worth $24. If you go to a coin shop, you are going to pay more than $24 to purchase one of those ASCs. The premiums fluctuate based on supply and demand, but at this point in time, premiums are pretty high. So if I was going to go purchase an American Silver Eagle, I should expect to pay $28 or $29 for one. So in this case, the premium is about $5. And that hurts if you're buying American Silver Eagles to know that you're going to be paying $5 or $6 over the silver spot price. However, the flip side of that is if you would go to sell some American Silver Eagles, if you go to a reputable dealer, that dealer would most likely give you a little bit more than spot price. Since that dealer knows that he can sell the American Silver Eagle for more than the silver price, he will most likely agree to give you a little bit over spot price. Spot price is not a set number that everyone on the planet is required to pay for silver. It's more of a target. You can find some silver that has less of a premium than American Silver Eagles. For example, what I have here are generic silver rounds. They're not government issued, and they have a value that is typically a little bit lower and closer to spot price than an American Silver Eagle. And they come in a whole variety of different designs and made by different manufacturers. Now, other government minted bullion coins include the Britannia from Great Britain, the Krugerrand from South Africa. This one's got kind of a neat design to it. And my personal favorite, the Mexican Silver Libertad. What a beauty, from Mexico. And this one and all Libertads these days have quite a bit more of a numismatic or coin collector value to them. So at a minimum, they're worth somewhere near spot price at a minimum. These Libertads, if you get a hold of these, you'd be foolish to sell them at spot price or anywhere close to spot price because they have coin collector value. Now, you may have come across something called junk silver, aka constitutional silver. Those are dimes and quarters and 50-cent pieces that were minted before 1965. Guys, these are 90% silver. Matter of fact, I even have it marked here, 90% silver. And if you ever come across any of these, the cool thing about it is if you have $1.40 worth of this stuff, say for example, 2 of these Walkers, 2 of these 50-cent pieces, and 4 of these Mercury dimes. Did you hear how that little ting is even different than our modern coinage? $1.40's worth is an ounce. So if you come across this stuff, save it and make sure you don't spend it in your change. Now, you may be watching this video because somebody gave you an ounce of silver, maybe like this American Silver Eagle here, and you're wanting to know, hey, what is it worth if I go to sell it? Well, it's basically worth what someone is willing to pay you for it. And you have to be careful about that, guys. Peer-to-peer is probably the best way to sell your silver. Someone else who understands the value of it and wants to give you a fair price would be your best buyer. And I may upset some people here, but since you're watching this video and you're one of my viewers, let me give you the real scoop about pawn shops. Guys, be careful at those pawn shops. They've been known to really offer some low, ridiculously low prices. I'm talking about ripping people off. So, I would not recommend anybody go to a pawn shop with their silver or their gold for that matter. what you really should do, in my opinion, is go to a reputable coin shop. Hopefully you have a coin shop in your area. If not, drive to one, because they generally deal with people in a more fair manner. And so that's my recommendation, and I hope that helps you if you're watching this video and you've got a bunch of silver and you want to get rid of it. You could go the route of selling it on eBay and pay lots of fees, but if you really want to move it fast and get cash in your hands fast, try to sell it to someone who is a coin collector or someone who knows about the value of silver in your area. So that's what I was referring to by peer-to-peer, and a coin shop would be my second choice. Now, silver doesn't always come in the form of coins and rounds like I just showed you. Sometimes it could come in the form of bars. Look, I have these little 1 ounce silver bars, and some of these are just basically worth their bullion value or the value of the silver. Like, for example, this JM bar, Johnson Matthey. It's worth basically the price of the silver, doesn't have any significant collector value. And as opposed to something like this Engelhard bar, that is a little more sought after than the Johnson Matthey. Now some, like this really old one, and the older they are and the more vintage they are, the more valuable they are. Matter of fact, look at this one from 1973. So that has some collector value. That might be worth something to somebody, worth more than just the silver value alone. So you might be sitting there wondering to yourself, hey, why in the world does this guy have all this silver? I tuned in to find out what the price of an ounce of silver is, and this guy's showing me a ton of silver. Well, I happen to be what is called a silver stacker. I accumulate silver for a particular reason, actually several reasons. Number one, it's a hedge against inflation. What we silver stackers know is that this stuff right here maintains its value way better than that stuff right there. Let me give you an example. Take a look at this quarter here. Silver quarter, 90% silver. Hey, back in 1944, this silver quarter could have bought you a gallon of gas. And today, in 2021, all those years later, considering the silver content and considering it's worth about $5, this silver quarter will buy you more than 1 gallon of gas. So it maintained its value, its purchasing power. So one reason I stack silver is because it's a hedge against inflation, and as prices rise and rise and rise like they've been doing lately, the value of my silver will rise and rise and rise accordingly. I don't think I'm going to get rich off of it, but at the very least, I'll be able to maintain my purchasing power. Now, reason number two that I stack silver is that I like saving this stuff for a rainy day. You know, things happen. Life happens. And when it does, I'll have something to fall back on. I consider it my silver savings account. And hey, when it comes to saving, I'm not that good at saving this stuff. It kind of goes right through my hands, especially considering I have 2 daughters, and they have a lot of stuff that they want and need. Although when I lock in my wealth with this, it stays with me. I don't spend it. I don't have any intention of spending this anytime soon. And the other thing I'll tell you about silver stacking is this stuff, it really adds up. It adds up fast. If you put it away every payday, you buy a little bit more, a little bit more. It does add up. And that's especially helpful for those of us who aren't great savers to begin with. So that was a pretty long way to say that an ounce of silver is today worth about $24. However, I hope I opened your eyes And so that you could see there are lots of variables to consider. If your ounce of silver is in the form of a coin that has numismatic or collector value, you should expect more. And that $24 is kind of a target. If you were to go somewhere and try to sell that and someone was going to offer you $12, hey, red flag, that person's trying to rip you off, turn around and walk out the door. Hey, was this video helpful? I sure hope it was. And you experienced veteran stackers. Did I forget anything? If I did, please leave a comment and let any folks who are watching this wanting to learn more about silver stacking, let them know down in the comments. We are a community that helps one another. And if you made it to this point in the video and you'd like to learn more, please hit that subscribe button that's on the screen right now. I'll put it right about there. And in addition, here are a couple of more videos that you might find helpful. Hey, thanks for watching, everybody.